Okay, board members, we're back out of our executive session, so I can get you to take your seats. We'll get back with our agenda. Okay, the first item of business is action on educator licenses. We have a motion.
Can you say that again, Chuck?
I say we're dealing with UPAC. We're seeking a motion.
Yes, I move that we approve case number 17-182.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the recommendations on, is that your motion?
Yeah, to approve the UPAC recommendations.
UPAC recommendations on case 17-182. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Voting was unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board move to accept the UPAC recommendations on case number 17-207.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the UPAC recommendations on case number 17-207. Any discussion?
We need a second.
What's that?
Second.
Oh, do we have a second? Oh, I thought I heard a second. Oh, do we have a second? Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Voting was unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I move that that the board approve the UPAC recommendation for case number 16-1373.
We have a motion before the board to, oh, do we have a second?
Second.
Second. We have a motion before the board to approve case, the UPAC recommendation for case number 16-1373. Any discussion to the motion? Seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Voting is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board approve the UPAC recommendation for case number 17-1392.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? What's that?
I thought you didn't hear.
Oh, I think she got it. Okay, thank you. Motion before the board is to accept UPAC's recommendation for 17-1392. Let's vote on it. All in favor say aye. Those opposed? Voting is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the board, try to rephrase this,
You can,
pull case number 18-1 for further review.
from the consent.
From the consent calendar, yes.
We have a motion to pull 18.1 from the UPAC consent calendar. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Voting is unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, from consent calendar, I move that we approve case number 18-2.
But you can do the whole consent calendar.
Or do I don't have to do individual one?
No.
All right. And I think,
So it'd be appropriate is to have a motion to approve.
yeah,
The
Mr. Chairman, I
UPAC
move that we
consent
approve the rest of the consent calendar.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. The motion is to approve the balance of the UPAC consent calendar.
Correct.
But we've taken 18.1 out. Okay. That is a motion before the board. Seeing no discussion, let's vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The voting was unanimous. Moving forward, we have some committee appointments. One of the committee is the NASB Government Affairs Committee. We're seeking a board member. Do we have a motion? Board Member Reeby?
I make a motion to have Janet Cannon, Government Affairs Committee, and Kathleen Reeby on the Public Education Positions Committee.
Okay. So the motion is to have, your motion is to have Janet Cannon on the Public Education Positions Committee and Board Member Michelle Bolter on the government.
Could you restate?
Yeah, can you restate that?
I
Okay.
make a motion to have Janet Cannon as the Government Affairs Committee and Kathleen Reedy as the Public Education Positions Committee.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So we have a motion, before us to have Janet Cannon serve on the Government Affairs Committee and Michelle Bolter to serve on the or Kathleen Reeby to serve on the Public Education Position Committee. Is that correct? Is that the motion? And we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? Board Member Lisa Cummins?
Can we separate the two positions? Instead of and voting on them one at a time instead of having,
Well, if you want to amend the motion.
can I amend the motion to separate the two positions that are open? To vote on one each?
Yeah, to divide the motion. that
To
would be-
divide the motion, yes.
Okay. Do we have a second to divide the motion? Okay, let's vote on to divide the motion. Not seeing any discussion, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. So we'll take the first one, the way that was stated was, what,
Janet Cannon on the.
okay. So there's a motion to approve Janet Cannon to the Government Affairs Committee. Is there a second?
Second?
It's already been seconded. We don't have to do a second. It's
Don't-
just. we vote on
After
the
it's
second.
divided? I thought you had to have a second.
It's
Okay.
already-
It's already seconded. Okay, thank you. Any discussion? Board Member Cannon?
I would be happy to serve. I had previously indicated an interest to be active in NASB. I still have that interest. And I sort of indicated to Kathleen that it would be fun to do this together. So thank you for the nomination. And I'd be happy to do it.
Okay. Any further discussion? The motion is to have Board Member Janet Cannon serve on the NASB Government Affairs Committee. Seeing, who's got their light on? Oh.
I'm just wondering if I still would like to serve, what do we do? Just
If what?
vote this down or whatever?
What was your question again?
I would still like to serve.
Okay, well,
So you would vote to the motion.
yeah, we're going to vote to that particular motion. Okay, not seeing any discussion, let's vote on the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. Will the ayes raise their hand?
Say their names.
Okay, I have Janet. Yeah. Linda. Carol. Board Member Gravitt. I can't. So you doesn't have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side.
And then you had
Scott, was it? Scott, were you a?
This is for Janet to be on the government.
Yeah.
But she requested to be on the other one.
Okay, it's all right. Okay, so I'm looking on this side. Who are the ayes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 5. We have 6. Including Board Member Reeby. So the motion doesn't pass. Okay, now, the other part of the motion was to have Board Member Reeby serve as the Public Education, on the Public Education Positions Committee, the NASB Public Education Position Committee. So we're going to speak to that motion. Board, Vice Chair Ellis?
I just had a question for Board Member Cannon. This is the committee that you had indicated you wanted to be on. Do you want?
I'm not familiar with this committee. It's a new committee that they've added since I served in NASB. So I thought it would be interesting to find out what it's all about. So on the other hand, I'm happy to serve. I love NASB. I think NASB is absolutely vital to us as state board members because they are really the only organization set up to serve specifically state boards across the United States. And I think interacting with other people from other states, finding out how differently they do things and is just a wonderful experience. Having said that, I'm happy to serve. If the board sees it another way, that's fine also.
Okay.
Super anxious.
Anyone else want to speak to the motion? Board Member Reby?
When we had the conversation about staying as part of NASB, some of us were not for staying a part of NASB. And so I would like to have people that want to be a part of NASB and voted to stay to be a part of NASB, to be on the NASB committee.
Okay. Not seeing any other comment. The motion before the board is to appoint Board Member Reby to the NASB the motion before the board is to appoint Board Member Reby to the NASB Government Affairs.
Public education.
Oh, okay. So I've got to mark that one out. Okay. Board Member Reby to the Public Education Position Committee. Okay, let's vote on it. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Voting was unanimous. Okay, we have one nay. Okay, motion passes. Okay, so we filled the position of the Public Education Position Committee. We have not filled the Government Affairs Committee. Vice Chair Ellis. Oh, I didn't see your light. But Vice,
I'd make the motion that we appoint Michelle, Board Member Bolter, to the Government Affairs Committee, who kind of give us diversity of thought at NASB.
okay, we have a motion to appoint Board Member Bolter to the NASB Government Affairs Committee. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Board Member Lear.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, Michelle, I thought you didn't want to be involved in NASB. But you do now?
I voted that we not stay with NASB, but since that passed, I agree with what Board Member Belknap said, that if we're going to be involved, then we should have board members sitting on those committees. And so since we're in, I say we're in.
You're comfortable, okay.
Well, not seeing any further questions or discussions, let's vote on it. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Okay. Takes care of that. Committee appointments.